Yo, what's going on, bro? My name is Sam Wolford, and I'm a 16-year-old dropout entrepreneur from Coventry in the UK. And just to show you some proof, so you know I ain't bullshitting, here are some of my client results from my paid program, the $1,000 Fast Lane. We've got to about 25k a month cumulatively in the first 24 days working together. That was like a month ago, so here are some more recent results there. Larry's getting his second sale for 997 literally an hour ago. Billy getting his first sale there. And Maverick, I'm not bullshitting. I did a 20k launch for this program, the $1,000 Fastlane, back in January, and then here are some results. Now, I want to talk to you about Skool networking and the 5 fast tactics which I have come up for you. And I mean, if you want to just pause it and just like read this post here, like you can completely do that. But I'm going to talk through them now because I can tell you, Skool networking, you might already sort of know this. Skool networking is one of the best ways, okay, to get traffic and get leads. And it's not exponential at all. It's very, very linear. Meaning at the start, you're going to get way more at the start. It's not like, your self-improvement YouTube where you're going to have to wait like 2 years before, you get a video that blows up. This shit, you can almost treat it like a job. You put effort into the networking, meeting people on Skool, talking to people, building relationships. From there, you can find clients and you can find people you can help, and it just starts up more or less linearly, almost instantly. And so you can very realistically get to 2k, 5k, maybe even up to 10k a month with solely Skool networking. Scaling past that isn't really possible, but for just starting up, it's perfect. So, the first thing I think most people miss out on with Skool networking is they think you have to do it in the way where, you go into one Skool community, you leave a ton of posts there and you leave a few comments there, just to sort of get your name. You go to the next community and you sort of do the same thing and you just sort of like kind of like spam in a way. That's how a lot of people like see Skool networking, how you're supposed to, build relationships. That is not the case at all. That's an absolutely horrible way to do it, okay? And the best way to actually do it instead is to focus on conversations. And so when you're inside the Skool communities that you're networking in, you don't want to go down and fucking leave 50 different comments just like W, bro. Nice stuff. Cool. Like that's just nobody fucking cares about that shit. That shit, it doesn't make a community better. It's like, it makes a community bigger, but it doesn't make a community better. Remember, you're trying to build relationships and actually meet people. You're not just trying to, like, splurge your name out there in a 50 different communities. You're trying to build relationships. That's what networking is for. That's the best way to get clients. And so, instead of leaving shitty comments like that, which are absolutely impossible to reply to, instead, what you want to do is you want to pick out something specific in their comment or post. So someone leaves a comment or post, you're replying to it. You pick out something specific about that post which you genuinely do like, and then you ask a question about it. This is more or less acknowledge, add, ask, or acknowledge, compliment, ask, as Alex Hormozi says. You acknowledge something, you pick out something specific, you add, so you can maybe, you don't have to do this, but you add a little bit of a compliment or add your own opinion onto it, and then you ask a specific question from there. And this way, you start conversations, okay, and you actually meet people because you ask questions, they reply, and then you continue on the conversation. And so this way you build way more relationships with people in the comments, okay. You also send way more comments in conversations because it's very easy just to reply to someone in a conversation, send another comment, and then obviously you get way more likes and you get higher up on the leaderboard. Because in my program, The Fast Lane, I see a lot of my guys in there who I'm helping, and we're all doing Skool networking. A lot of them, they sort of, they're being active in 10 different communities and just like copy and pasting posts from one community to another and not really, building relationships or commenting. And those guys really aren't getting much from like Skool networking at all. But then like you look at Lauritz, for example, this geezer, he's going absolutely crazy on the networking and synthesizer. I don't know where he is on the leaderboard. I mean, the leaderboard doesn't matter a ton. Um, like he's fifth here in the 30-day leaderboard. He's being active, and what he's making sure to do, he isn't, going into the community and just trying to like, what's the word, like purge and poach and just try and get his name out there and that sort of shit. He's going in there and genuinely building relationships and genuinely meeting people and building those connections so that when he makes a post, the 10 people that already recognize him, they all reply to his post, and they sort of give him that level of social proof. And then other people see him who could potentially be his clients and they've recognized him because he's already built up so many relationships with other people. It works so much better when you have conversations and you build relationships in the community and you actually try and make the community that you're networking in a better place rather than just trying to go in there and fucking like, poach. It's just kind of sad doing that. The next tactic, very, very easy tactic, very, very simple tactic, is to just spam likes on everything. And that's because when you click like on someone's post or comment, they will get a notification about you liking their stuff. Most people will have notifications for this turned off, but some people won't. I want to say most people, it's only going to be the people who are super active on Skool. A lot of people won't have it turned off. And so if you spam likes on absolutely everything, people will get tons of fucking notifications about you. Your face will be in their notifications like 100 times. Combine that with you already building conversations and already building relationships and already networking, okay, and already being on the calls and everything, which we'll get into. This is a very good, like, cherry on the top of the cake to really cement yourself in for people recognizing you within a community. And it's so easy to do. Okay, you can literally just go into like any community. I mean, this is my community. I've already liked everything. But you can go into anything and just spam likes. I already do this, but you just spam likes and everything, bro. And you can see a lot of the guys in here do this. Like everyone just spam likes and everything. So it might not work in my community anymore. By the way, this is my free community here, the $1,000 protocol. We've got, loads of free resources, and this is all the shit. But you got loads of free resources in here and everything. Obviously, the community's fucking awesome. The link for this is in the description. You probably already know that. And so you can join the $1,000 protocol if you haven't already. There's loads of cool shit going on in here. But as I was saying, like, you can just go into any community, like Schoolers, for example, and as you're going, you just click like on everything, and you can turn this into just a habit, just automatically habiting. I mean, the Schoolers probably isn't the best community to networking because it's like quite botty. That's definitely AI there. Surely you see what I mean? It's just it's become very, very botty. But you look at someone like Synthesizer, just come in here, okay, and you can just spam likes on absolutely everything. And you can see a lot of other people seem to do this as well, and you just like absolutely everything and you get your name fully out there. And you just like notification, ding notification, ding notification. I mean, this is all Lauritz here, bro. To be fair. Tactic number 3, join community calls. This is genuinely the best number one way to build relationships and to become recognized in a community. And that isn't me exaggerating, that is genuinely true. The reason why like this isn't, higher up on the list or more important is because usually in communities there's only one a week. And so like it's the highest leverage way to build relationships, but it's not the thing that's going to get you the most, if that makes sense. Building, having conversations will get you the most relationships, but calls are the highest leverage way to do it. Obviously, you can't constantly be on the community calls though, because oftentimes there's only 1 hour a week. So what you want to do in any community you're in, and we've actually got one like in literally 2 hours here in the protocol. You come here and you click add to calendar, and you can add it to your Google Calendar or wherever like that, and you can click to repeat weekly on Sunday. I already got it in my calendar, so I'm not going to add it there. But you can literally, just add it in your calendar, set a reminder, and for whatever communities you're networking in, just join the calls, bro. Okay. And then when you're on the call, you can just interact in the chat and you can just talk to people. Like if you're allowed to unmute, you should 100% unmute and talk to people and get your face out there and make contributions to the call 100%. If the call is like webinar, so like if you go onto like, let's have a look at, like if you come to Max Persen's community here and you like look at his community, this is like a webinar, and so webinars don't really work as well because they're not really calls. You can't really get your face out there at all. But if it's a genuine call, then 100% join it, man, and interact in the call. And a little cheesy tip for what to do on the call, Skool call recording. They often look like this, where you got the screen recording at the top, or whatever it may be at the top, and then you got the people at the bottom. Or maybe, it's just sort of like this, where you got the people. And here, we didn't actually feel the capacity, so this isn't a great example. But the capacity of, like, the front screen will often be filled. And for you to get back to the front, or if you're, like, down here, or you can't even see them, and you want to get back to the front here, what you can do is there's a little mic button down here. You want to basically click that mic button, mute and unmute as fast as possible. Or it doesn't have to be as fast as possible, but just unmute for a second and then mute up again. That'll literally defaultly put you back at the front here so that people see your face. Little cheesy tactic for people to see you more. The next thing you can do, very, very simple again, is be the first person to comment on the admin's posts. Admins' posts get a ton of visibility, and if you see their posts in your notifications just as they make it, literally very, very simple, very quickly click the notification. Then you want to spam anything as the first comment, like genuinely. It can just be like, a single letter like that, and you just put something in so you claim the comment. And then you can click edit, and then you can go like Boo ha ha ha, funny comment, comment, what the fuck. And so that is basically another way to get good visibility. And so, for example, let's have a look at Max Parson, post he's made here. 280 likes, top comment, let's see, top comment, 36 likes there. I mean, that one was pinned, that was, him leaving a comment on his own post here. And so yeah, 36 likes, that's a good amount of visibility. Or like you look in Synthesizer, I think it's even crazier in here. Like top comment, that one was pinned, 48 likes. That probably like 300 people probably saw that guy's face there and read his comment. That's like 300 I mean, it's not really the same as 300 views on a YouTube video for a comment, but it's still a lot of visibility for people to start recognizing you. Another weird thing about this is that when they make the post, like Skool notifications, let's say let's say they make a post and you see the notification 3 seconds later, okay? That notification will say 1 minute ago. Skool notifications start off at 1 minute ago, okay? They don't start off at like 3 seconds ago, they start off at like 1 minute ago, which is kind of stupid. So if you see a notification which is like 1 minute ago, then that basically means it's just happened less than a minute, which is kind of stupid, but yeah, easy visibility. Now, the fifth tactic, which is kind of cheesy, is to reply to your own old posts. If you had a post which did pretty well a while ago but has now died, you can just go to that post, okay, and you can reply to anyone or anything on that post and to bump it up again and put some new life into it, okay? So, for example, in my own community, I made this post here, which was, what is your biggest struggle making money or selling coaching? Yeah, I ended up replying to all of these comments here. But I could just, if I really, really wanted to, I mean, I replied to everyone already, but I could just go to Ruben, okay, and I could just put some, like, crazy GIF. There we go. We got some crazy little GIF going, and I could just reply to that. And that is, I mean, that's, to be fair, that's kind of part of our culture to spam, like, the community culture to spam, like, fucking random GIFs like that. But now, you go to the front of the community on the main community page, voila. Look at that there. My post is back at the top, and you can do this in other communities. Like, if I was to come to Synthesizer, I made this post 2 weeks ago, did pretty awesome, did awesome, decent. I could just go, thanks, or like, thanka. There we go. Don't know what that means, but there we go. We do that, and then we come back to the main page. Voila, new life in that post. Because then what happens is new people see this post, they reply to it, and it keeps getting bumped up, and the post gets like a second life in a way. That's sort of how it works. Yeah, that is that for the 5 fast tactics for Skool networking. If you haven't already 100% joined the $1,000 protocol right now, bro, like you are missing out if you ain't fucking in here, bro, because I teach so much shit for completely free and it's just completely free. I just give away so much help. Like you make a post, I'll respond to it. We've got loads of, I've got literally a whole fucking course in here for completely and utterly free on how to do Skool networking. I give away like my paid training for free, once you level up and shit. Like you got the community, we've got free coaching calls in here. Like there is nothing you could fucking like possibly not get here in the protocol if you're doing coaching on Skool. So join the $1,000 protocol right now, link in the description down there. And if you're interested in joining the $1,000 fast lane, well, I'm going to be relaunching that relatively soon in April, and so you'll probably hear something about that here in the protocol. But yeah, that is that. Good talking, bro. Leave a comment in this YouTube video for the engagement and shit, and join the protocol. But yeah, c'est ça. Au revoir.